What happens when family money becomes a battleground and the stakes include a dying parent's last wishes? Today, we're diving into a story that raises tough questions about inheritance, faith, and family loyalty. By the end of this video, you'll understand the financial and legal dynamics at play, and what you can actually do if you ever find yourself in a similar situation. So here's the deal. A family is watching their mother's health decline, and emotions are already running high. But there's a twist. Her husband, the family's father, is planning to leave the family's money not to his children, but to their church. The kids say this isn't a money grab, but their mom is absolutely fuming, and that's where things start to get complicated. Now you might be thinking, can he really do that? Just ignore his wife's wishes and redirect the inheritance? Legally, the answer is, it depends. In many places, if assets are held jointly, or if there's a will specifying how things should be divided, the surviving spouse usually has a lot of control. But if there's no clear legal document, like a trust or specific instructions in a will, the surviving spouse often has the final say, and that can leave the rest of the family feeling powerless. But here's where it gets even more intense. Religion and family money are two of the most sensitive topics out there. Mixing them can spark conflicts that last for generations. In the US, for example, charitable donations from estates are surprisingly common. According to Giving USA, Americans left over $41 billion to charities and bequests in 2022 alone. Churches often see a big share of that. So, what this dad is doing isn't unusual, but that doesn't make it any less painful for the family. Let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about one family's drama, it's about how hard it is to balance personal beliefs with family obligations. If you were in the kids' shoes, what could you actually do? Well, first, communication is key. Family meetings, mediated by a neutral third party like a lawyer or financial advisor, can sometimes help. But here's the hard truth. If the money is solely in the dad's name and there's no legal agreement, he might have every right to do what he wants with it. And that's what no one tells you about estate planning. Most people think their wishes will automatically be honored, but unless they're spelled out in legally binding documents, like wills, trusts, or beneficiary forms, there's a real risk your legacy won't go where you want it to. But here's another angle. What about the mom's wishes? In some states, laws protect spouses from being completely disinherited. These are called elective share laws. But kids, unless they're specifically named in a will or trust, they usually aren't guaranteed anything. That's why experts always say, have those tough conversations early and put everything in writing. So, where does this leave our family? Unless the mom can legally change her will, or unless there are joint assets she controls, the dad's decision might stand. The kids can express their feelings, but without legal leverage, their options are limited. Before we wrap up, let's think about the big picture. Estate planning isn't just for the wealthy. If you want your money, or even your family heirlooms, to end up in the right hands, planning ahead is essential. Don't wait for a crisis. If you found this story eye-opening, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have you ever faced a tough inheritance situation? Share your story below. And remember, in the end, how we handle money says a lot about our values and the legacy we leave behind. What kind of legacy do you want to build?